Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining us. Today's video is all about paving new paths because we feel it's time to address some of the questions we keep getting. Over the last 12 months, our channel and our lives have significantly changed. Some of you guys are here because you knew us once upon a time ago. We were actually a traveling RV family where we traveled around the entire United States. We did that for 3 years, and that's what this channel was about. And then some of you guys found us when we decided to come off the road and get this house and settle down. And you're here because of the house and the renovations we're doing. And then there's another group of you guys who are here because of this right here behind me, because you found me on my other channel, Off the Path with Kevin, where I talk about my landscaping company. And if you look at our channel right now, it probably doesn't make much sense what exactly we're up to because we've had a lot of changes in the last year. So today we're going to answer all the questions we keep getting asked. But before we get into the questions, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor and the sponsor of this video, Brooklyn Bedding. Brooklyn Bedding has been in the mattress industry for over 25 years, known for top-of-the-line comfort and quality, but without the luxury price tag. They truly deliver the best sleep ever with mattresses custom-made by the best craftsmen in the industry. Plus, they have a factory in Arizona and ship conveniently to you for free anywhere in the United States. They offer different firmness options, heights and dimensions, even non-traditional sizes to fit right into your lifestyle. They really have something for everyone. If you've heard us talk about RVmattress.com in the past, it's because they were our channel sponsor when we travel full-time in the RV. They provided us with mattresses for our master bedroom and the kids' beds in the toy hauler. And when we decided to settle down in a sticks and bricks house, they told us no problem. Our parent company, Brooklyn Bedding, offers the same quality mattresses but designed for the home. Brooklyn Bedding hooked us up big time. They sent us a Sedona Elite for our master bedroom, and they hooked us up with a Brooklyn Essential for our baby boy Caden. And we took the Dream Foam Essential Memory Foams out of the RV, and those are in the girls' room. So right now, our house is full of 4 Brooklyn Bedding mattresses, and we love all of them. We know choosing a new mattress can be a big deal. That's why Brooklyn Bedding offers a 120-night sleep trial, and they back it up with a 10-year warranty. Brooklyn Bedding delivers your mattress to your door for free anywhere in the United States. Plus, it comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set up yourself. And the best part about all this is that Brooklyn Bedding has their own factory in Arizona. That means they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price with no middleman to bring up the cost. And we're not the only ones who love this brand. Brooklyn Bedding's Dream Foam Essential Memory Foam just won Good Housekeeping's 2023 Family Travel Award. Good job, Brooklyn Bedding. We love our mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, and we think you would too. If you're in the market for a new mattress, go to brooklynbedding.com. You can check the links in the description below or go to brooklynbedding.com/paving new paths to get an additional 5% off the current promotion on the site with the code Paving New Paths. Once again, thanks to Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this video and their continued support of this channel. Now to the questions.
First up is a 2-part question. People want to know, are we gonna get another RV and go full-time traveling again?
The short answer is absolutely not. We are not getting another RV, at least not right now. And would we ever go full-time again? Probably never. I would never go full-time again. I love that we did it the first time, but I would never travel again that way. I think next time we would take more dedicated trips with a purpose, you know, like 2 or 3 month trips and go out there and see certain sites. We wouldn't live full-time, but we might take extended stay trips in it.
I think I have to agree with you. I will say, for those of you who are full-time traveling who lived in a sticks and bricks with older kids and then made the transition into full-time RV life, kudos to you, because that feels like a very hard transition at the age that our kids are now, which is 6, 4, and 2. When we started, they had barely turned 2 and 1. So I don't think full-time travel is in the cards for us going forward, but maybe, like you said, like dedicated trips. I don't even necessarily know that I want to be in an RV for dedicated trips, but that's another story. But something along the lines that keeps us traveling, I think I would like to see in the future.
The next question is, do you miss traveling, and what do you miss the most and what do you miss the least?
For me, yes, I miss traveling. I miss traveling a lot. Even when we were making our Thanksgiving plans for this year, we temporarily forgot that we still have kids in school, and we were talking about going to Missouri, where we normally go for his family's Thanksgiving, and then staying an extra week in Branson. And then we quickly realized, like, we don't have that luxury anymore. So I do miss traveling. I do hope that as the kids have breaks and things, that we can take smaller trips and just keep adventuring because they loved it, we loved it, and I just miss our family time together that we had while we were full-time RVers, because we were literally together all day, every day. As for the things that I don't miss, I know you love travel days. Travel days were quite stressful for me because like there's literally nothing I can do. There are things I can do, I'll say that, but the majority of travel day was put on you, right?
Yeah.
So I don't miss travel days because I feel like it was a lot of stress put on you and we just kind of got to sit back and relax. I mean, they were fun and they were exciting. I don't necessarily miss the confined space of the RV. It was great for 3 years. I don't know how much longer I could do it past probably like 5 years. I feel like the walls just really come in on you, especially as your kids and your family expand. So those are two of the main things that I don't miss, and I don't miss all the RV problems from our grand design.
Yes, I do miss traveling. It was fun going out there on the adventures. It was fun exploring things. To me, it was one giant adventure. I love traveling. I miss waking up in new places and exploring new areas. Things I don't miss. I don't miss working on our RV. I don't miss the stress of travel days and making travel plans and the stress of getting in and out of RV parks. I don't miss having to make reservations for your entire year in February so that you can make sure you have a place to go while you're traveling.
For our next question, it is, would you recommend full-time RV travel to other families looking to get into that lifestyle?
This answer is not going to make very much sense because my answer is based on our scenario. Even though our travel ended because we had lots of problems with the RV, I would still recommend anyone who wants to go out there and do a family reset and get closer with your family and go see the United States, 100% go do it. It is a life-changing experience to go travel the United States with your family.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I definitely say get out there, get exploring, go see America because it is absolutely stunning. Plan ahead, prepare for maintenance and all of these things that come with RV life. I would also say don't let children be the reason that you don't do it. Children are very adaptable. They go with the flow. They may not like it at first if you're taking them out of school or away from their friends, but I guarantee you, you'll make memories that they'll love for a lifetime.
What was your favorite place to visit, and are there any places you would repeat if you had a chance to go travel again?
So obviously my favorite places are when we did like our national park tour. Like we saw so many great national parks between Utah, Glacier, Yellowstone, even like Niagara Falls. Like all of it is just like so mind-boggling. Even like Big Bend is so big, the Grand Canyon, like all the places that you always hear about, there's a reason you always hear about them because they're fantastic. A lot of them are so big that you could be there for 2 weeks and probably still not see the entire park. So yes, there are definitely national parks that I would go to in an instant if we had the opportunity again. Top 3 favorite places. Okay, so 2 are gonna be national parks. So Yellowstone and Glacier. And then 1 is just a town that I adore, Cody, Wyoming. You knew that was coming. I love Cody and we've spoke on it many times on the channel, but if we were to have 2 residences, Cody, Wyoming would be one of those, I think.
My top 3 favorite places, I'm just gonna say states because I loved everything about them. Wyoming, Kentucky, and New Hampshire. I would go to all 3 of those places again. I would dedicate a whole summer to all 3 of those states. So that's my top 3 that I mean, it's Cody, Wyoming too. Cody, Wyoming.
I know, there's so many good ones. And then it's like, are you wanting to see more nature things? Are you wanting to see more touristy things? Are you wanting to see like the ocean? Like, it just depends on what kind of travel you like, but there's definitely places that you could repeat. And even if I did the exact same thing that we did the first time we were there, I would leave 100% happy. So the next question is, where would we be right now had our RV not broken?
Tell them. You don't know the answer?
That would be like asking me, where did you go when the RV wasn't broken? Tell me your travel schedule. I don't know. That's what I have Kevin for. I'm just along for the ride. I don't do directions. I don't do destinations. Just take me and let's go explore. So I don't have this answer, but I know a man who does.
For those of y'all who don't know, we actually had a 2 more year plan. So our total full-time RV was supposed to be 5 years. This year, had we not broken, we had 8 more states in the lower 48 to get that we wanted to get before we stopped traveling with the big RV, because we know there's challenges with the last 2 states with an RV that big. So we would have gone out west to California, Idaho, Oregon, maybe Washington, and then we would have cut back over to like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and I think Iowa. Is that 8? Might be 8. There's 8 right there we needed to get between the West Coast and like just Central North. I don't know what you call that.
Idaho and all that.
Central North.
I don't know either.
So anyway, this year we would have done that, and then for our last year, we would have gone to Alaska. Our last year, we would have taken Elisa's parents back to Alaska because her mother grew up in Alaska. We'd have made an epic trip there and back, and then we would have been done full-time RVing because there's no way the RV can go to Hawaii. So at that point, we'd have been done, and we got all 50 states. As most of y'all know by now, we're no longer a traveling RV family, and we settled down in a house in Alicia's hometown. And a lot of the questions we get, what has been the biggest adjustment to going from full-time travel back to a sticks and brick?
Okay, so for me, I think the biggest thing and the biggest change that has happened is that we are like on a schedule. When we lived RV life, there was no schedule. We had lots of little babies and toddlers, and bedtime was a mess, wake up time was a mess. Sometimes we'd go 14 hours in a national park, come home super late, all to do it again very early the next morning. So now we are very structured. We have bedtimes, we have wake up times, we have eating times. Like, we are doing kid life. So that's been the biggest change for me, because I kind of lived a carefree, like, go with the flow life while we were RVing, and now things are pretty set in stone.
I will agree with that, because when we were traveling, the only thing that was our goal for the day was stay on the move and stay exploring, because that was our theme for why we wanted to do it. We wanted to get closer as a family and go exploring. I will say we were terrible at scheduling things other than where we're parking the RV, because our days we would figure out the night before and just go with it.
I just want to interject. We had a very rough time with bedtime in the RV with 3 children, even with 2 children. Like, it was a challenge, because as you know, if you move, it kind of moves the whole RV, or it's very loud. You know, there's just sound traveling. And so we never knew when we were going to sleep, which meant we never knew when we'd actually get to wake up and go exploring. So that's why our schedule was such a mess. I'm just justifying our crazy schedule.
We were basically on vacation full time for 3 years, so we lived life that way, and that was the point of our traveling full time. I will say I like routine. I like that everyone has things they're going to do each day of the week. We have a schedule, and we, for the most part, stick to it. We still have cheat days, like the weekends are terrible. It's like living in an RV again. But come Monday, we get right back in line.
So that kind of brings us to a follow-up question of, now that you're in a sticks and bricks home, what has changed in your life for the most part? Like, what's been the most change you've seen being in a house?
Well, number one, we're in a house and we have a shop and we have stuff now. So we're back to having stuff.
Yes, we are trying to minimize the amount of stuff. I know it doesn't look like it currently, but like, we're trying to get the place organized, get a home for everything. But yes, that's been a big change. Just having space to kind of like spread out, let the kids run, not have to worry about if we're upsetting our neighbors who are like 10 feet away, you know, who are trying to have a nice dinner.
The other big change is I have a job. I actually have like 14 jobs. I have all kinds of ways I make money. When we're on the road, we had a plan and a budget for being on the road, and really our only job was to film YouTube videos to earn a little extra money to help pay for the adventure. Now, we still do the YouTube videos, but I have that job, I have that job, I have several jobs that I go to.
You are a very busy man. That has been a very big change for not only you, for our family as well. And I'll just say one of the changes that I kind of wasn't expecting for me was that I have more responsibility now. I think when we were RVing, because we had one vehicle, it was a dually, I wasn't really keen on driving it myself. I certainly didn't drive it unless Kevin was in the car. But like, I couldn't do simple things like go grocery shopping or take some errands off your list of things to do. And so it left a lot on you. So having responsibilities, having my own vehicle, being able to come and go as I please has been a big change for me. And something that I really didn't know that I was missing while we were RVing, because I loved not having to worry about directions and routes and all these things that he has to prepare for. And so now I've kind of had to get back into that routine and do my time management and all those things. But that's been a big change for me.
The next question is all about teacher Alicia. Homeschool versus now traditional school. What do you like and not like about it?
While we were homeschooling, we were, again, very loose structure. Ashlyn was just coming into kindergarten for homeschooling. We did all the typical pre-K stuff with her and Kayla, but she did kindergarten at home, which I love because kindergarten is like actually I loved and hated, but I'll get there. Kindergarten is such a cool age because they're like putting things together. So you give them sounds of words and then all of a sudden they can blend them together and make words, and then you kind of start seeing them reading or pointing out letters that they know. So all of that's super cool. It is, for me, hard being teacher / parent because I can't turn off mom mode while I'm teacher mode. And so there was clashes sometimes, or like she doesn't want to do things because mom's telling her to, not teacher. So that was challenging. Also, having Caden be so small while we were trying to teach Ashlyn was a little bit difficult because obviously he and Kayla are still really small while we were traveling and they have a lot of needs. So we were always having to take breaks and things like that. But the cool thing about homeschool is that it's not like an 8-hour day. Like you can compact it down, especially in those early grades. It could be like 30, 45 minutes of the day. So you can break that out into 15-minute segments and have it done in no time. With that being said, I had a lot of hesitation of them wanting to go to traditional school. I didn't like it. I didn't want any part of it. I've had my babies home with me this whole time that they've been born. I was having a hard time, as they say, cutting the cord. Now that they are in school, they're thriving. They love their school. It's only a 4-day week. They don't go 5 days, they go 4 days. I love it because as soon as we get going for the week, we're done, and then we get 3 days off to spend together. So as many of you know, we bought a fixer-upper as a house. We bought it as is. They were renovating it, remodeling it, and we kind of took over at the tail end of that. So with that being said, people want to know, what are our long-term goals for this house and this property? Is this where we're going to stay?
For the foreseeable future, this is where we will call home. We have plans to fix just about everything you've ever seen on this channel. We have tons of plans to renovate the inside of that house and make it ours. We have lots of plans for this shop we have out here. We have lots of plans for the yard. Lots of plans.
Yes, lots of plans. Currently, though, no major plans going on because we've just taken a moment to pause. Like, let's live in the house. Let's see what's working, what's not. What would we change? If we could manipulate this space a little bit, what would we do with it? So we're just living in it at the moment. Now, hindsight, we probably shouldn't have ripped out the kitchen so early on. It was a perfectly functional kitchen. And
if anything, I would have been totally on board with just ripping out the island. And
the cabinets over the island.
And then leaving the other ones.
Leaving the rest, leaving the functional dishwasher and stove and oven and all the things. But that's hindsight. We were very excited. We were very eager. We thought we were going to jump right in and get that kitchen remodeled. But now we've decided we just kind of want to live with it, see what we want and where we want it before we make any long-term, I would say, mistakes or decisions. So we're just kind of on pause for the moment. But there are, I would say, as long as you can imagine, a list of plans and ideas that if money were no option, we would make a lot of changes.
All right, this is the biggest question we've gotten since we came off the road. People keep asking, now that you're not traveling because you're an RV travel channel, will you continue making YouTube videos? Guess what? This is a video that we're still continuing to make.
So that kind of gives you your answer. Yes, I would say the beautiful thing about YouTube is although there are algorithms and they try to put you in a box and put you in front of the right audience and all that stuff, you have the freedom to change your channel into anything you want it to be at any time. So yes, we were an RV full-time travel channel in the beginning because that's when we started our channel. But when we started our channel, we knew that we weren't going to go down that path for the rest of our lives. So we picked a very generic channel name that could kind of just live with us throughout all the different stages of our life. And I think that was very smart on our move because for me, I love having this catalog of videos, especially with the kids growing up in the videos, to look back on. And so for me, I absolutely want to keep filming as long as it makes sense and as long as the kids are on board and that you and I are on board. If anyone's ever uncomfortable with it, then I think we would address it then.
For me, the answer is yes, because not only do I have this channel, I have my own channel called Off the Path with Kevin, where I talk about all kinds of things that doesn't involve this lady right here and those kids.
Right.
Because when we first settled down, I filmed some videos and realized the videos I was making may not be for the Paving New Paths audience, but there's an audience for them. That's when we started the second channel. So yes, I will continue making videos. I actually make 2 a week now. The challenge now is how does me and Alicia make Paving New Paths videos when we're not traveling anymore?
Right. And this is kind of where I want to throw a question at you guys. Like, because we were a travel channel before, and then we kind of got into some ranching things, and then we got this house and we kind of started remodels. Like, what would you guys like to see from us as far as what we video? Would you like to see us go on local adventures? Would you like to see us do more things at the house? Would you like us to show more how-tos? Or what interests you so that we can make sure we're filming not just what we want to film, but what you also want to watch? We'd love to know. So this one you kind of touched on earlier, but for all the new viewers out there or people who maybe are confused of what we're doing, can you just touch on what exactly you're doing for work these days, where you're spending your time, and how all of that's going?
It's actually a very simple answer. I have a lot of jobs. So the main job I have is I have my own business. It's a landscaping company, and I do that a majority of the time.
Yes.
I also work for a family locally where I do ranching things for them. And it's not a consistent job, meaning I don't have a set schedule. I work for them as they need things done. So when I'm not mowing, we talk and he says, hey, I need this done next week, and I'll give him 2 or 3 days. I also have another job involving tractors.
It just keeps going. He loves tractors. He's let us know. Tell him about your new venture, because I don't think we've talked about that on the channel just yet.
So I work for another guy who has like commercial mowing contracts where we drive around in tractors and batwing mowers and we mow thousands of acres. I'm talking thousands of acres. Like just in the last month, I think I mowed 1,200 acres in just the tractor I'm on, and there's 3 of us. So when I'm not mowing yards for landscaping and I'm not doing ranching things for that family, I'm driving a tractor just mowing giant pieces of property.
And that's the job that takes him away very early in the morning, and then sometimes he doesn't come home till really late at night. Because the job is so big and it's at his own schedule, he can do it as early as he wants, as long as he wants. He tries to knock those out in big chunks, so sometimes that means we don't see him much for maybe 2 or 3 days at a time while he's knocking out that job. But those aren't necessarily like full-time gigs, so the great thing about them is when we're busy with the lawn care, we don't necessarily have to take on those jobs, but whenever it does make sense, it's a great extra income source, I would say. He also has more jobs. What's your other jobs, Kevin?
What are my other jobs?
Your other jobs are, you are a YouTube content creator, and literally all of YouTube is, 95% of it is Kevin. So from the filming, we both kind of come up with ideas. He's so more than me. Filming, editing.
I have a lot of time on that tractor, 12, 13, 14 hours. It's easy to come up with like several ideas when I'm just riding around looking at grass.
Yes, that's true. So he comes up with the ideas, we outline it, we try to think of interesting things to speak on, and then film those. He edits, he uploads, he gets it ready to be published, he puts it out into the world. Like, he's a busy guy. He wouldn't have it any other way, I will tell you that. He's always been busy from the moment I've met him, and I think he thrives on being busy and having lists and checking things off. So although it's a lot on him, I don't think you're overwhelmed most of the time. And you have
a little bit this week.
A little bit this week. This week has been crazy. But he, the great thing is, like, everybody that he works for, including himself, he gets to dictate the hours. He gets to dictate the time and the days, which is great for us having family time.
You know what my biggest job is?
What's that?
Working for my manager.
Pleasing me. And I'm hard to please. No, I'm kidding. I'm so easy to please. I'm a great manager. I keep you lined out. You can't get in trouble with me as your manager, because I'm going to make sure you stay on task.
The other day she goes, oh, you have a day off? That's so great. We can spend it together. You know what we did? We spent it together. knocking off Alicia's list.
He did. He said, I have a few hours this afternoon. I was like, you going to mow our yard? Because our grass is getting a little high. So yes, I have a never-ending list that if I wanted to put him to work for weeks, I could do. I try to just pick a few here and there each week, and he'll knock them out for me, no problem. So since you shared with everyone that you have Cutting Edge Lawn Care now, and that's our business venture here in East Texas, what's going on with that company and what are your plans for it?
This year we came into this season at I would say we were heavy into the mowing season already when we started. We've been able to grow and pay for that entire trailer in just 5 months. So all of our investment of building that up and getting clients and customers, I would say we've broken even. We haven't paid everything off, but we've generated enough revenue to cover the cost of all that.
So what's your plans for it going forward for next season?
So this first season, our 2 goals were to maximize the trailer use and to pay for itself, but not to get so big that I need to have employees full time. Now we still have employees. Well, we have 2 of our little cousins.
Yes.
That are in high school.
And my mom, and occasionally my dad, occasionally me. Like, we just make it work. There's no hiring anyone outside of the family right now.
But next year, our goal is, right now, I'm fairly busy. If I want to make money, I can go make money. Next year, I want to make more money.
Yeah, I think this year we really focused on just those people that found us, we did their yards, and then we worked pretty much on just referrals. Like, we didn't go out and seek much business at all. Things just kind of came to us, and so those were things that we knew for this first season that we got into late, that would be great, and then next year we can really like pound the pavement and go find all the jobs that we need to make this a bigger and more successful business venture.
So next year, we're going to be hitting the ground very hard. So hard we're going to pound the pavement, as someone just said.
That
sounds like a sales call.
That's my old sales life in hotels. You're going to pound the pavement and find some sales, ladies. Yeah, so I pounded a lot of pavement back in the day.
So next year, our plans are to grow the company big enough to make that trailer full-time, 5 days a week, with potentially 1 or 2 employees. And if we have enough growth, it opens up the door for a second or a third trailer, depending on our workload. So our plans are to grow this into something much bigger than it is. This year was just to make it big enough for me to stay busy all the time and to pay for our equipment.
So stay tuned. Big things are coming.
And our last question, the question we get quite often: when will there be new merch on the website? And I know we should have had new merch by now, but running a website, it's a lot of work.
Yes, our leader in the apparel department and merch department has been very busy. So we're going to clear up some time for him. I would say before the holiday season, don't you think? That's like my goal, is like for us to put out some new merch in time for the holidays. I hope that happens, but if we've waited too long, then I'd say probably by the 1st of next year.
What's the new merch idea is going to be? Because it's pretty hard to figure out what to make merch on when you're a family that just works a lot.
So it's been a little hard for us as individuals to pick what our new merch is going to look like, or what it's going to be, or what it's going to be themed to. In the past, it was all kind of travel related, RV related, with some generic Paving New Paths logoed shirts and things like that. So I think we're going to work with our designer again, or if any of you guys have any great ideas of what we should put on t-shirts, or if you have designs or experience in the design department, we're certainly open to any of those suggestions. But we just need to sit down with someone who's a little bit more creative in that department to help us figure out what makes sense for the channel now.
All right, guys, I hope that helped explain some of the things been going on with Paving New Paths and our new Settle Down in a Sticks and Brick life. And if you have any more questions you want to ask, just leave them in the comments below and we'll try to get to them. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.